Just another, as usual, quick reminder about cell phones. If we could get those off or them on stun, whatever it takes, okay? All right, well, let's get started. This is the Juneteenth, 2025, Hardin County Fiscal Court regular voting meeting. So let's begin and call this meeting to order. The roll call, please.
Squire Clem. Here. Squire Hicks. Here. Squire Muse. Here. Squire Pennington. Here. Squire Saltzman. Here. Squire Thompson. Here. Squire Whitehead.
Here.
Squire Yates. Here. Judge Tall.
Here. Next we'll have our invocation, Magistrate Saltzman, and our Pledge of Allegiance, Magistrate Muse.
Pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with grateful hearts, thanking you for the opportunity to serve the people of this county. We ask for your presence in this meeting, that your wisdom would guide every discussion and decision made here today. Grant us clarity of thought, spirit of cooperation, and hearts of committed to justice and compassion. May we lead with integrity and humility, always seeking the common good above personal interests. Bless those who serve in every capacity, from officials to staff and citizens, and give us the strength and the patience to face the challenges with courage and grace. We ask your blessings on our community. May peace, safety, and prosperity abound for us all. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, well, thanks again for joining today. It's good to see all of you here. It looks like we have our mayor from West Point, Mayor Cerisi, here today. Thank you for joining. West Point is still in Hardin County, right? Absolutely. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's review the agenda. Actually, a fairly short agenda today. We do have a couple of informational items, some from our public health services, an update, and Blue Oval's here today. So excited about that and look forward to their updates. Then we have some presentations, department presentations, some written reports that are available. And then we have our typical time of any citizens' concerns or comments. We have 2 ordinances to vote on and a resolution. And then we have a short consent agenda today. And then finally, comments. Okay, so that's the agenda. I'll usually have been trying to give a bit of a flood recovery status, but Joy Scott in his presentation will be providing that for us today. One note that we are still waiting on our public assistance declaration from the president. I hear it's on his desk, but he hasn't answered my calls yet, so I'm not sure. So we'll see how that goes. But we are looking forward to that and still optimistic that he's going to sign that to help Hardin County and our cities to be reimbursed for the at least some of the extra expenses regarding the flood. Just on a positive, really positive note, we have been awarded, it's for our Reimagined website, and just a note here that this was on behalf of Government Technology, national organization, I believe, and they have, for Hardin County Government Reimagined, the Best Application Serving the Public Award. And so we are a winner of that in this year's Best of Kentucky IT Awards. So Aaron Miller, who's our IT director, is still in Louisville. Just received that this morning, and or he would be here today, and maybe we can do something whenever he does return, maybe at the next meeting, to congratulate him and the whole team that worked on this website and continues to work on it. all the department directors. Megan McDougall was a big part of working through all of that. It was months and months to make all of that happen. And so he's at that Kentucky Digital Government Summit, and that's still happening right now. Just wanted to show you the award. So congratulations out to Aaron and the whole team. All right, moving on then, we'll move to next item of business, which is approving the Hardin County Fiscal Court May 27th, 2025 minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Squire Clem?
Yes.
Squire Hicks?
Yes.
Squire Muse?
Yes.
Squire Pennington?
Yes.
Squire Saltzman?
Yes.
Squire Thompson?
Yes.
Squire Whitehead?
Yes.
Squire Yates? Judge Tall?
Yes, motion passes. All right, next we'll move on to the informational items, and we're going to start with our Public Health Services update by Sarah Jo Best.
All right, thank you. My name is Sarah Jo Best. I'm the Public Health Director for Lincoln Trail District Health Department, which is a district health department that provides public health services in Hardin, LaRue, Marion, Meade, Nelson, and Washington counties. Today I'll be going over Hardin County specific information for you regarding where we are at the Hardin County Health Department. You do have a folder in front of you that has a lot of the materials and the things that I will reference if you want to follow along with that. The presentation. There. Okay. Here we are. All right. So the service numbers that you see here, fiscal year 24, that is 12 months of services. Our fiscal year runs July 1 through June 30. On the fiscal year 25, those are numbers as of April 30, 2025. So there's still 2 months of services to be done still before that year will be a complete comparison between FY 24 and 25. As you can see, we've already exceeded total clinic visits for from last year to this year. We've had an increase in visits, so we've already beat that record for last year. We will continue to grow those numbers through June 30. Our environmental inspections, you can see that this year we're just right at 3,000. Our HANS visits are just under 3,000. Our WIC enrollment, that's how many participants we have on WIC right now. And then if you look at WIC participation, that's of that 2,724 individuals, 2,658 are currently participating. So our WIC education visits, that looks a little odd because you think the WIC enrollment's gone up, WIC participation's gone up. Why have WIC education visits gone down? For a period of time, we were short on nursing staff, and so we were doing some of the WIC benefits issued by phone to accommodate for that staffage shorting. And so when we do that, it doesn't count in our service numbers as education visits. So we are now fully staffed and up and running. So that was just a little hiccup, but I would look for that to increase now that we've been able to obtain all of our nursing staff. Our WIC package changes, that's when originally a infant is on a formula and that's not working for them. Maybe they can't digest it, maybe there's a medical issue and the physician orders a different formula. And so that's just a package change to accommodate a specific need of a WIC participant, such as the one I just mentioned. Our immunization appointments, we are at 517. You can see that that's a pretty significant increase from last year. That's due to the addition of adult vaccine program that we implemented in September. So that number should be even higher next year than it is this year because we haven't had a full year this year with the adult vaccine program. Out of those 517 appointments, we administered 892 immunizations. We've conducted 28 pregnancy tests this year. We've had 434 sexually transmitted infection appointments, resulting in just over 1,000 tests. And then the TB services, you can see that there's a pretty significant increase in the number of services under TB. That is because we added PPD skin testing for anyone. We used to only do that if you were underinsured, and now everyone that needs a PPD skin test can get that through the health department, and so that's a significant increase there. That also does include any active tuberculosis cases that we may be seeing and the treatment and the monitoring of that. And it also includes assessments. So if someone's not high risk enough to require a PPD skin test and they just need the assessment to go to work, to volunteer, et cetera, we're able to do that as well. The next item is pounds of adulterated food product. That means that food product was unsafe. Either it was out of temperature for too long, it wasn't from an approved source, it could have been contaminated with a physical contaminant or other contaminant, and so it was deemed unsafe and removed from the public supply. So this year we're at 462 pounds removed. That can go up and down. Things that affect that, if a walk-in unit at a food establishment goes out, that can affect that. If we have natural disasters such as the flood, tornadoes, that type of thing, and we lose power for a significant amount of time, that can cause that number to fluctuate as well. And I try to use all local pictures, and so the pictures you see are all pictures of staff and services conducted in Hardin County. This is the front page of this report, so if you want to really dig into data supplied in this, it's in this handout. Some of our information we can separate out as far as whether they're district numbers or we can get down to the county level, and some of them we can't. Total staff, we can't because we share staff across counties. They're a Lincoln Trail District Health Department employee, and so they travel, and we share staff across counties. So since this April report, we're now at, I think, 102, 103, so we have hired a few more. We still have vacancies. If you know anybody that wants a wonderful job in the career of public health, please direct them to our website. Careers is at the top of the page, and you can see our vacancies there. Total visits, this is just a snapshot of what's been done, and so we've gone over a few of these. You can see Narcan kits dispensed, harm reduction supplies, epidemiology, that's total investigations. There's just over 130 reportable diseases and conditions that by law have to be reported to the health department. We have 2 EBI nurses that conduct that for the entire district. You can see our mobile unit going out and doing events in the community. Maternal child health referrals, every pregnancy that comes through the health department is referred to our MCH coordinators. They get certified as community health workers. They work with those moms to make sure that they have a healthy pregnancy. They ask them questions such as if they're seeking prenatal care, if they need assistance in finding an OBGYN, if they need assistance with insurance, if they have a pediatrician, any other needs they might have from social determinants of health, housing, food, that type of thing, to medical needs. And then our support services, those are our clerical staff that answer the phone at the Hardin County Health Center. And so one of the things that we pride ourselves on is we are a trusted resource in the community, and people call and ask us for resources. A lot of our conversations start out as, I know this isn't something the health department does, but here's what I need, can you tell me where to go? And so they do track those referrals, so that can be, again, anything from transportation, housing, parenting classes, etc. Can all be included in that 468, as well as other healthcare services. And then I am going to go to, and then the 196,000, that was a district-wide number. That's just our incoming phone calls to the health department so far through April. I cannot name every community partnership we have, so I just gave an example of some of the entities that we work with. We distribute dental kits to Warm Blessings, Family Scholar House at ECTC, Helping Hand of Hope, Radcliffe Housing Authority, Goodwill, etc. The list goes on, but that's really looking at adult dental care and how oral health is part of overall health, and looking at those at risk for poor oral health outcomes. We also are working on community gardens, for sustainable food, access to fresh and healthy foods. We have those this year at New Highland Elementary. We've worked with Warm Blessings with one, Wesley Hilltop House, and the Lighthouse Silver Solutions. One of the things that we're really proud of is our collaboration with Public Health on Fort Knox, and that's what you see in that picture. We will be beginning WIC services on post at the Health Department on Fort Knox. for those in our active military service, as well as they have a housing unit on Fort Knox that would be eligible to come and seek those services there. We know that transportation is an issue a lot of times with those families only having one vehicle, so we'll be going on post. That should start this month. We just executed the MOA and got that through both the federal and state level. We give out COVID-19 home testing kits to social service agencies, DCBS, assisted living facilities, Goodwill, Opportunity Center, A-Plus Family Health Care. We work a lot with that FQHC. We also have partnerships with schools. We do the education. We have a partnership with Baptist Health Hardin and CommuniCare RPC to provide preventive education in our school systems. We do an alternative to suspension programming for E-Town High School, and that's, or E-Town schools, middle and high, for students that get caught with vaping products. Instead of suspending them and sending them home, we work with those students to get the resources they need to quit vaping or using nicotine products. We also have a Safe Communities Coordinator that works with Baptist Health Hardin, CommuniCare, Elizabethtown Police Department, Kentucky's Injury-Free Academy to address violence in Hardin County. We work with entities to prevent child abuse, such as the Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky's Upstream Academy, as well as Elizabethtown Police Department to host a drug take-back day. We work with Justin Blair at the coroner's office to assist with quick response team visits and present at the overdose fatality review. And we have 12 Narcan boxes in Hardin County, and we've distributed 1,392 kits through those boxes in this year. We go to lots of events to promote public health and our services. So we participate in things like Christmas at the Park. You see the one at our float at Heartland Parade last year, events, the Spectacular event at the Sportsplex. We also participate in things like CASA Blue Pinwheels for Child Abuse Prevention Month, public health careers at local middle high schools, as well as ECT. We do internships, co-ops, and volunteer hours. So we have EC3 students come over and work with us. We're trying to introduce the career path of public health. And then the nursing students at ECTC also do a rotation through the Hardin County Health Center. We participate in Hardin Chamber Expo, and other outreach to OBGYN offices, pediatric offices, school friskies, and social service agency. We recently hosted with 20 total vendors, so 19 other vendors. We did a community baby shower for expecting parents at the Cooperative Extension Office, and we had 114 participants come through that day, so we were really proud of that, and that gave resources to assure healthy pregnancies. And those are some of our other partnerships and events that we participated in. You can see the collaboration there. I have in your folder just a few things as well. Our FY24 impact report. This is not everything the health department did in fiscal year 24, but it highlights some of our services. When June 30 wraps up, we'll have a new one for FY25, a summary of what public health does in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and then some program-specific information, such as our adult vaccine program, our women, infant, and children program, our harm reduction program, resources we have for those who have become pregnant, and also our app. So this is a great way to keep up with what we're doing. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Our website is awesome. I encourage you to check it out, but our app will tell you where our mobile unit's going, what we're doing in the community, and it'll send you alerts and important announcements if you want to subscribe to that. That is my presentation. Are there any questions for me? We're really proud of the increase in services that we've had. That's been a struggle post-COVID. And we've worked really hard in marketing and advertising, community events, getting out there, letting people know that we're available. One of the things that is a big obstacle for us is we have a lot of programs that are not income-based. Our adult vaccine program, our HANDS program are not income-based, PPD skin test, and I think there's a misconception at large that public health services are only for people that qualify based on their income or maybe a lower socioeconomic status. And we have a lot of programs that are available for everyone. Thank you.
Your presence in the community is amazing, And I'd like to applaud you and your staff for, just keeping the numbers at an all-time high and doing your best in providing those services that are so needed. And I like the idea too that your social media presence is very, very strong. You're doing a great job with that.
Thank you. That's Melissa Phillips is our public relations officer and does a lot of that. So kudos to Melissa.
Yes.
I'll just thank you again for coming today and filling us in on the status, and it made me tired just listening to it. So it's pretty awesome. So thank you. All right, up next is Blue Oval SK, Kelly McAllister.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us here today. We are so very grateful to call Hardin County home. We are also very grateful that you have welcomed us like you have. You and we are home to a current and future workforce that will electrify the future of mobility and change the face of not only Central Kentucky, but the Commonwealth. So I look forward to sharing you a bit of an update about our company, and I do look forward to taking your questions as well. There we go. Sorry. My name is Kelly McAllister, and I have the privilege of serving as External Affairs Director for Blue Oval SK. This is our small but mighty team. We get to do a lot. We do internal communications, external communications, community engagement. You may recognize who was one of your own here in the crowd. And we also do government relations and, of course, all of our creative services, advertising, marketing, all that kind of stuff. Your main contact is Matt Verino. If you've not had a chance to meet him, I hope you get a chance to do so. That QR code there leads you to his contact information, so feel free to use that. And if you don't, I know that Judge has Matt's information as he has mine, so feel free to grab that from him. As you all are aware, we are a 50-50 joint venture. We are an independent company, Blue Oval SK. Our parents, Ford Motor Company and SK On, and we will make the electric vehicle batteries for future electric vehicles. Just a quick summary of our numbers. Right now we have more than 1,000 employees on our Kentucky campus, 1,400 total for our company and across both states. And we are very proud to say that 91% of our hires are local. This makes up the majority of the people that we will hire and will make up our workforce. These are our production operators, our associate and maintenance technicians. They are our hourly workforce. But we also have many other opportunities within our company for career opportunities as well. These are salary opportunities of very specific needs that we have currently, and you can always find our job opportunities at blueovalsk.com. We are currently hiring, and you can always find that updated list. We are hiring at every experience level. We ask that you have a high school diploma, willingness to work, and can pass a background check. We want you to come and work for us, and we pay competitive wages. We start at $21 an hour to $38 an hour. After your first 90 days, the folks who are hired in at $21 an hour automatically get bumped up to $23.50. That means you've made it through 90 days of probation. As you guys are very well aware, the state has invested into our company and into the training of our future workforce and the future workforce throughout Central Kentucky. The ECTC Blue Oval SK Training Center is just off of our campus, just to the south. It represents a $35 million investment by the Commonwealth. To date, we have trained or used that more than 128,000 hours of training have been put in through that for our employees alone. Kentucky 2, we get questions about that. There's also a whole lot of rumors flying around about Kentucky 2. Kentucky 2 is on pause. The construction for the most part is completed. It has met all safety requirements and it is shelled out. The interior is empty, and the market will determine when that building is ready. Of course, we are always monitoring customer demand, and we will be ready to respond when we need to. There's been a lot of talk about safety at our facility. We want to be very clear. Safety is our foundation. We start every day with safety. We end every day with safety. When you come on board, your first training is about safety, and we are committed to safety throughout the time that you're an employee. We follow extremely strict federal, state, and local guidelines. Not only do we meet them, but oftentimes we exceed them. We are committed to safety. We are committed to safety in our products and to our services, and we can't do that without first and foremost committing to our workforce and making sure that it is a safe place to work. As you know, you are home to the largest economic development project in the Commonwealth's history. Our buildings are roughly 4 million square feet. From north to south, it'll take you about a mile. It's about a mile to walk it. It's quite awesome to get to see it, and we look forward to hosting you guys very soon in the future. If you were paying attention, obviously you have seen the news that we had a thermal event on our campus on April 27th. It occurred in an exterior unmanned facility on the southwest corner of our facility, again, an exterior building. We have a safety and emergency response team that is on our campus 24/7. They are trained firefighters. They are very good at their job. They got that thermal event under control very, very quickly. There were no injuries, and we were able to continue our normal plant operation. The investigation lasted about a month, and we have determined a root cause. There was a misalignment of a shaft within a pump. The misalignment was likely due to the fact that our equipment is made to run 24/7. It's supposed to stay on all the time. We are in what's called a testing phase right now. So our equipment is turned on and off, on and off. It gets really hot, it gets really cold. So that caused a misalignment in that shaft. That caused a bearing to come loose, some liquid got loose, and the thermal event was sparked. We have closely looked at that, examined how to prevent that, and we have taken measures to make sure that doesn't happen again. We've also put in extra measures to monitor, again, to make sure we are aware of any movement in those areas, should anything happen again. These are the crew, our team of safety and emergency response team that responded. This team, or a team, is always on campus. You'll recognize some of those faces. Jeremy Goodman is a Hardin County native, and we are very grateful to this team. They do an excellent job of keeping us safe. These are just some of the physical reminders that you will see on our campus of our commitment to safety. Of course, we have fire extinguishers, AEDs, eyewash stations all across the campus. We have people in all of our areas, always on staff. If there is people working, there are safety representatives there. We also have 3 fire trucks, 2 traditional fire trucks, an engine and a ladder truck, and then we have a smaller all-electric fire truck that can run within our building. So, you have probably heard, if not speculated, about the future of electric vehicles. The truth is, we're in an emerging, growing market. Is it growing as fast as we would like? No. Is it growing as fast as the original projections a few years ago? No. You know, I project how much weight I want to lose, and I don't always meet those projections. The reality is the reality in a few months, and so we're dealing with the reality of what those projections are. And the reality is a good thing. In the first quarter of this year, EV sales saw an 11% increase compared to the same period just a year before. So that totals about 300,000 vehicles, electric vehicles, that were sold in the first quarter in the United States. Overall, the EV market share reached about 7.5% of all new vehicle sales in Q1. We are seeing an increase. Again, the increase is not as great as we would like to see, but the truth is it's a growing market. About 4% increase in sales year over year. Globally, the increase is much larger. In a nutshell, this year it is estimated that 1 in 4 vehicles, new vehicles that are sold in the United States, will be electrified in some way. That means they will be full electric vehicles, they will be plug-in hybrids, or a traditional hybrid. It is also very telling that the traditional ICE, the internal combustion engine, those vehicle sales fell for the first time below 80% in 2024. So that means that the growth curve is happening, and we are now over 20% in some form of electric vehicle or electrified vehicles being sold in the United States. Of course, you hear talk about tariffs, and that is something that could greatly affect us. It's something that we're monitoring. The news changes every single day, so what is said yesterday and what is said today are two different things, but know that we are monitoring that. It could make business a little bit more difficult, but in no way will it stop us from moving forward. We are committed to being part of this community, to being part of the Commonwealth. Sarah's entire position is community engagement, and this is just a tiny nutshell of some of the things that she's done recently. And you can see her there in Bardstown. We were recently at the Bernheim Forest Earth Day. Of course, we are committed to our business community as well. We welcome folks from Greater Louisville, Inc. to learn about our company recently. And who doesn't love basketball, right? We are in Kentucky. So we love being able to sponsor our young people, not only in education, but also in their extracurricular activities as well. And you can see here our commitment to the community in numbers. These are the number of community members that we've reached in 2024. So far, Q1, the 34,000. And then you can see the breakdown by county there, right-hand side. So, questions?
I watched your presentation to the state just recently.
Yes.
And it was said that you all have met your financial obligation as far as investment. I think it's $2 billion, is that correct? How much of that was the commercial/industrial structure versus the personal property or the intellectual property that you have?
The investment is the actual facility. There's much more investment into the intellectual property that is within those buildings.
So when you all say $2 billion, you're roughly referring to the structures.
But that is not all of the investment. The investment
correct.
is larger than that.
Ms. McAllister, excuse me. Key to any relationship is good communication, and we certainly appreciate you and your team being here today to do that. This is the first for us, and this process has gotten along pretty far without it, so we do appreciate this opportunity. Hopefully have more in the future. Just for clarity, when we talk about a plant, are we talking about just Kentucky 1 as one single plant?
Correct.
Okay. Kentucky 2, the construction you said was shelled, basically. So is there flooring and HVAC or electric or anything in that building?
We've met all safety requirements, so the actual HVAC and that type of specifics, there's flooring down, but specifics would determine on how the building is built out, so that hasn't happened yet. But we have met all safety requirements that would allow us to close up that building.
So it could be used for storage?
It could be, yeah.
And the number of employees, you and I had a chance to chat just a little bit before the meeting, and I expressed our concern because of the information we had gotten from different studies and things about being 5,000 employees on board in 2025. Of course, we know what the agreement says. I think that's 2030 when you're supposed to have that many. So it's kind of put us behind the 8 ball a little bit of, expectations. So that's probably some of our biggest concerns is the fact of the occupational tax and those issues that are going to end at the end of next year, December the 31st, I understand. So those are some of our big concerns as I have expressed to you prior to the meeting. Also, as far as the tariffs, did not aim to ask a question about the tariffs. Since you brought it up, we'll follow up on it. What effect would tariffs have on this particular operation here in Glendale?
A lot of our materials cannot be sourced domestically. We would like to do that. There just isn't a supply chain. So it is an international field that we will get many of our materials. And so anything that is purchased outside of the United States will be impacted by tariffs. Again, we will make smart business decisions, and it will impact us, but it will not stop us.
So is it China related?
Pardon?
China related? Is that?
Many different countries, not just China, but there are materials that will come from China. Anyone else?
Else?
Oh, one other thing.
Yes.
The big news, sorry, Judge, that everybody's been hearing for this week, the Nissan connection. Can you expand on that in any shape, form, or fashion at this time?
I will tell you that as a company, we are a business, and along with our parents, we are always looking for new business opportunities and new customers. When and if we're able to share that we have a new customer, you will hear it directly from us. Currently, Ford is our only customer.
In the future, will we be able to secure a list of the vendors that are on site too, that are outside of Bosque?
When you say vendors, could you explain that a
Folks
bit more?
that they're supplying things or coming to the plant to bring supplies or any type of work that are not actually Bosque employees. Will there be any employees on site that won't be Bosque employees?
I'm sure there is, you know, the people who clean our building are part of LEDEX, so they are a contract employee. There are folks that are also doing some maintenance work that are not Bosque employees as well. And of course, we have people in and out all the time. We do have people also who are part of our international core of employees right now that, again, are contract workers who are coming in to make sure that the equipment is properly set up and working. Again, they are the subject matter experts that are coming from places who have used this equipment before. This is the first time this type of machinery is being used in the United States, so there wasn't a domestic workforce that we could pull from. These are short-term workers that will go back to their native countries as soon as this work is.
When you say short term, do you have any timeline on that?
I believe their work visas are about 6 months.
Thank you.
Just a quick question. You're at about 1,050 employees, is that right? And so my understanding is that there are more being hired, that you're still hiring.
Correct.
Do you have some number that you're thinking right now, this is where we want to be by the time that you go into production?
I wish I had a more clear picture that I could give you, but I can tell you we are consistently bringing on new classes. New classes start almost every week, and they go through a series of about 5 weeks of training at ECTC before they ever come into the building. So those classes start almost weekly.
Do you know about, is there an average size of those classes?
No, we have had classes as small as maybe 20 people, but we've also had classes well over 200.
Oh, wow, okay.
A question about your employees. How many employees are actually in the plant working at this time? I know you have a little over 1,000, but how many are in the plant working?
Over 1,000. A
Okay,
majority
they are
of our
actually in the
workers
plant.
are there. We have another office space in Elizabethtown on Ring Road. It is a very small workforce. I would say probably less than 20 people are in the Ring Road office right now. We use that to do some interviews and bring on our new workforce and folks who are interviewing for new positions or advancement within the company, but primarily everyone is at the plant.
So when they moved to the plant, I think you started using less of that large building.
We did. We are occupying the first floor and the basement, and I believe we're going to turn that over at the end of maybe August to the actual property owner and let them lease that other area out.
Does that mean you'll be completely moved out of the building?
No. We will keep that area. It's needed just for outside office space. Getting into the plant is quite an ordeal. Our safety restrictions are pretty stiff. So if we need something like a quick meeting or we need to bring people in for interviews, it's much easier to do that at the Ring Road office.
It's good to have an update. I mean, this obviously is the hot spot of Hardin County, and I know all of us, we get questions frequently, okay? Maybe not daily, but I know I get questions a lot. And usually it's around some rumor or something that's going on or somebody hears about. So it's good to come in and tell us, you know, kind of what the latest statistics and yeah, I guess it was only really one other question. I forgot to write it down here, but do you have the latest estimate of when mass production will actually start? Are you selling any of the batteries, any of the product right now?
We are not currently selling. We will begin full production this year, second half of this year, which is not very specific. I wish I could be more specific, and when we can, I promise we will.
Okay. So will you have a bit of a ribbon cutting or something like that, a big ceremony?
And we hope each of you will be there.
Definitely try to be there for that, for sure. Any other questions?
So,
No, we sincerely appreciate you coming in and giving us an update, and look forward to more sessions like this.
Same. Thank you very much for the invitation.
so just for verification purposes, at one, and maybe I'm misinformed, at one point, was it supposed to be strictly EV batteries, not hybrid batteries? And is that correct, or has that changed at all?
So the
Battery
beauty
production?
about the battery that we make, the beauty is that it can go in any electrified vehicle. So a fully electric vehicle or a hybrid. A fully electric vehicle uses more of the cells.
With like the cancellation of the AESC plant in Bowling Green, the cancel contract from Mercedes-Benz, that kind of stuff, does that open your all's eyes to maybe looking elsewhere for other companies like Nissan?
We are
Fill
an
in.
independent company, and so we are always looking to diversify and to grow our business because we want to be here and we will be here for a very long time. And the way we do that is to be a strong, vital, stable business.
Okay. Any other comment, question? All right, well, thank you very much, Kelly.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, we'll move on to some department presentations. We'll start with Animal Control, Mike McNutt.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Clickers on this.
Oh, thank you, nothing zero. Are you doing that or am I doing that? Okay. I'm just going to do a brief thing on the numbers because I got some other stuff I'd like to share with y'all. Y'all always have the numbers. You can always look at them. You can call me and get them emailed to you if you need. In May, we adopted 49. We returned 24. We sent 3 to rescue, and there were 14 that were euthanized. For the year to date, dog adoptions are down 109 compared to 23-24. Return to owners are up 40 compared to 23-24. Rescue is currently at 5%. Next slide. We're at 15% on dogs euthanized. Those numbers does take away our no-kill status. We're at like 87%. We need to be at 90. Next slide. Dog adoptions are at 51%. Returned, which are RTOs, which are returned to owner, is at 29%. Complaints investigated, we're at 1879. On the pie chart, unincorporated is at 41% and incorporated is at 59%. For the year to date, it's 40% for unincorporated, 60 for incorporated. Slide. Next slide. Next slide. So we had 730 visitors come to the shelter searching for their lost pet or to adopt a shelter pet. Next slide. Go to the next one. So we participated in Lou Adopts. It's our 3rd year attending. It's hosted by Daryl Isaac, the Hammer, and it's we adopted out 18 canines into homes that day. So the adoption fees totaled $3,000. And then we received another $500 from Daryl Isaacs for appearing. $3,500 for one day's work at the shelter is fantastic. It's a great event. It gets our name out there. And we're one of the few animal controls that are actually invited. It's a big deal to be asked to show up to this. So, next slide. In May, officers participated in the Best Friends Paws in the Field Challenge. That's returning pets with identification to their homes in the field. So it's not having them come into the shelter. We returned 12 dogs to their owners in May. The more people that have their tags on and stuff, the more we can return them home, and it's the best case scenario for the animals and for the community. Next slide. Oh, not that, no, that's it. ECTC radiology class volunteered. Our volunteers come frequently and include businesses, schools, and clubs. In May, approximately 50 volunteers provided 260 total hours to the shelter. The volunteer program, let me give you this information real quick. In May, the student volunteers hours were 2025. The adult volunteer hours were 145 hours. The groups were 40 different groups. Veterinarian were 54. So, and something I've really found interesting, today, we had a group that of 7 people show up to volunteer, and they were from Louisville. So, and this will be in y'all's next one, but it was just, I had to put it in this one because I was like, these people drove past all these other animal places to come here and volunteer. So there were 7 people. They worked for 3 hours. That was the Raymond Storage Concepts, 11,921 Carrier Court in Louisville, Kentucky. It just shocked me that somebody would drive that far to volunteer. So I actually went and asked one of the guys that was kind of the lead for the day, and I was like, can you tell me why you chose us, why you drove past all these? And he said, well, y'all got a really good reputation, and we wanted to be part of it. It was just a big deal to me. It just, like I said, this we have pictures that will be in my next presentation to you guys, but for them to drive past Louisville, past through Bullitt County, all the different places they had to drive through to get here to volunteer with us is a big deal. So, and that's free labor. I mean, I don't know that the other departments can get that. Now, I don't want to paint a picture that it's easy, because it's not. We have to supervise these people. We are dealing with animals that have teeth, and if it's got teeth, it will bite. So they're only allowed to do certain things, but them being there frees up the staff to do, a whole bunch of different things. We got one group that came in, and I looked up, and they were cleaning the windows, the seal of the windows, and had a little brush and was cleaning it, and they were from ECTC. We have such and that's the new position that you all gave to us. That's why this is happening. The volunteer program is supervised by Deputy Director Sharon Kelly and Staff Assistant Tracy Hawkins. Tracy is the new position that you all gave us last year. That's why all this is happening. So thank you guys for that, and I just wanted to share with you all something different than just numbers. Do you have any questions?
You think the 7 Louisville volunteers, are those contacts that you made through the Lou Adopts
No.
event?
No. They contacted us, and they plan on coming back every year. I think as long as we treat them right, they'll be back every year. That's what my hopes are. So, hopefully they have a good experience. They will share that, and we'll get, I'll take free work hours from Louisville any day, all day,
You get a good thing going there.
If I could just get them to bring a Bonnie and Clyde's pizza on the way up, you know what I'm saying? So, any other
Mike,
questions?
If folks want to volunteer, there's a volunteer form that they have to fill out, is that correct?
There's a training program, there's a form, there's a class that they go through. They have to spend time with an employee, and then I think a seasoned volunteer before they're ever released on their own. So we got to keep them safe. That's the safety is the main thing, trying to keep them and the employees safe. And some of the people, don't understand that some of these dogs were, they can jerk me down, so I know they can jerk some of the littler, smaller people, if you would. questions?
All right, I just, again, wanted to thank you for the presentation and realizing, I thought it was good that you would provide us with information about the volunteers, because I think it's impressive and it isn't easy, right? Because they just don't walk in and start doing stuff. You've got to train them, you've got to work with them, you've got to supervise them, keep them safe, and keep them busy, through the time that they're there. So, but it's helpful to have them, and it's good for the community, and so I appreciate all the work that's been done in that area.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Emergency Management, Joy Scott.
Afternoon, Judge, Fiscal Court.
Good afternoon.
CK, if you don't care. Okay, come to present the May report to you guys and kind of go over just some significant actions we have this past month, which has been a very busy month. Again, the Healthcare Response Coalition, Advisory Coalition meeting, our Area 4 Manager Regional meeting, the FIS meeting with Hardin County Fire Chiefs Association, Disaster Survivor Assistance meeting, our SBA Small Business Administrative Recovery meeting as well. And you hear me talk a lot about DRC, that's the Disaster Recovery Center meeting, which they've been excellent to work with. Training we worked in this month was swift water training, was a 40-hour class we attended in Campbellsville, which again, we take the swift water training to make sure that we're up to date with all the new codes and the requirements to be out on these rescue scenes. Essential damage assessment training, took that with all the damage we have in our communities to understand a little bit better about how the process works of deeming some of these properties unlivable. Public information training, officer training that was in Bowling Green. Richard DeWitt went to that class for me down there as well. Next numbers, I want to kind of give you an update on the flood disaster we currently are still working. Again, before I get into these numbers, I kind of want to say a quick thank you to our partners at Kentucky State Police Post 4. They've been amazing housing us there for the Disaster Recovery Center. We couldn't do it without them, and we really want to thank them. And again, Small Business Administration has been great to work with. FEMA's been great to work with. Their information is just amazing. They update us on a daily basis, so we're really proud of those partnerships that we've made this far. DSA contacts, that's Disaster Survivor Assistance agents. They've contacted over 5,131 homes in Hardin County, and that's getting out on the ground and knocking on each door of these homes, and that's pretty impressive. And again, I want to say thank you to our communities for letting them come in and talk with them, because it can be nerve-wracking with all the scams and everything going on this day and age. So the DSA private sector contacts 195 businesses, also churches and community-based organizations they've been in contact with. The Recovery Center is still open. It will be open. It's actually been extended to July 25th now, so you can still go in and register there. Our DSA teams are completed their project, so they will not be going out door to door anymore unless requested by myself. Almost $3 million has been recovered so far from claims in Hardin County. So again, that's encouraging news that some money's coming back to our community to help people in need during this time. So we're proud that's happening. And also the registrations have been 451 so far through the disaster recovery centers. And again, that $3 million is what we're proud of to get back to. Any questions? Thank you all so much. Greatly appreciate you all.
Thank you. You've been a busy fella, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Again,
Thank you.
thank you all.
Thank you, Joy. Appreciate the report. All right, moving on. The written reports are available to look at, as usual. Next item is citizens' concerns or comments. Anyone have any comment, concern that you want to bring before us today? All right, seeing none, we'll move on. All right, we have item A here under ordinances and resolutions, a second reading and adoption of ordinance number 340-4, Series 2024. This is amending fiscal year 2024-25 budget. And this is amendment number 4. This is dealing primarily with receipts from the county road aid, discretionary funds, and funds for asphalt. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Squire Clem?
Yes.
Squire Hicks?
Yes.
Squire Muse?
Yes.
Squire Pennington?
Yes.
Squire Saltzman?
Yes.
Squire Thompson?
Yes.
Squire Whitehead?
Yes.
Squire Yates? Judge Tall?
Yes, motion passes. All right, next is the second reading and adoption of ordinance number 344, Series 2025, fiscal year 25-26 budget. Again, this is a budget of $59,814,655. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, I guess I need to explain why I'll be voting no on it. And it's because, well, with our new budget, this is the third one that I've been on, and we're still using reserve funds to balance the budget. And when I say reserve funds, this year I'm talking about the BOSS pilot funds. And in the past, I think we used the hospital legacy fund, if that's what you want to call it, to balance the budget. And I just believe we could have made a few more cuts to get closer to a balanced budget. It wouldn't have balanced it, but it would have got a little closer. And I believe we shouldn't be using the reserve funds each year to try to balance it. And each year we say we're going to do better, and we probably have done better, but we're still not there with I guess a $2 million over. So that's the reason I'll be voting no on ordinance.
All right, thanks. Any other comment, discussion?
I have the same sentiment as Mr. Muse. There's aspects of this budget that I like, and there's aspects that I don't like. And so I agree that we had some more cuts lined up, and they didn't quite make the get cut. So I'm in agreement with Mr. Muse.
Okay, any other comment? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and vote. Roll call, please.
Squire Clem?
Yes.
Squire Hicks?
Yes.
Squire Muse?
No.
Squire Pennington?
Yes.
Squire Saltzman?
No.
Squire Thompson?
Yes.
Squire Whitehead?
Yes.
Squire Yates? Judge Tall?
Yes, motion passes. All right, then we'll move on to the next item. This is in relation to this budget that just passed, and this is approval of Resolution 2025-108 related to approval of the step-in grade and the 1% COLA. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I heard Squire Thompson first.
Okay,
I'll second it.
so any discussion on this resolution?
Again, I guess I should state why we'll be voting no. And the COLA is one of the cuts that I thought we could have made. I'm in favor of the step and grade, but I wasn't in favor of the 1% COLA.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and vote.
Squire Clem?
Yes.
Squire Hicks?
Yes.
Squire Muse?
No.
Squire Pennington?
Yes.
Squire Saltzman?
No.
Squire Thompson?
Yes.
Squire Whitehead?
Yes.
Squire Yates? Judge Tall?
Yes, motion passes. Okay, we'll move on then to the next item, the consent agenda. Again, this is a fairly short one, but we have a couple of financial items. The June claims, May recurring claims, May utility claims, and then also Resolution 109, which is related to the approval of the financial transfers. In addition to that, there are some personnel items in Resolution 106 for engineering personnel and Resolution 107 related to the approval of EMS personnel. Is there a motion? Well, first of all, let me just ask, does anyone disagree with or want to remove any of these items out of the consent agenda? Okay, hearing none, then is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Let's have a roll call, please.
Squire Clem?
Yes.
Squire Hicks?
Yes.
Squire Muse?
Yes.
Squire Pennington?
Yes.
Squire Saltzman?
Yes.
Squire Thompson?
Yes.
Squire Whitehead?
Yes.
Squire Yates? Judge Tall?
Yes, motion passes. All right, we are ready to move on into some comments. How about our county attorney?
I don't have anything.
All right, thank you. Our county clerk?
I'll give a quick public service announcement. I think anyone who owns a cell phone and receives texts has probably received a text saying that your registration is overdue at the DMV and you're about to be revoked. These are scam texts. Please delete them. Please do not respond to them. Please do not click any links on them. There's similar texts going around about toll calls. The DMV will not text you, and the toll folks who collect your tolls on the toll roads will not text you. We're getting calls daily, and the call volume is making it hard to deal with the other business that we need to do. I've had folks come into my office every single day and ask about that. We welcome all the questions. We welcome, but please, please, this is a scam. People are trying to get your money. We are not texting you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move on to Magistrate Yates.
The only thing I have as judge is our emergency service meeting Wednesday, June 18th, 3:30. Just please know that.
All right, very good. Thank you. Magistrate Saltzman.
No, thank you, sir.
Magistrate Whitehead.
Yes, just a reminder that the Resources and Community Support Committee meeting will be Monday, June 16th at 3:30. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Magistrate Clem.
Yes, Judge, the Finance Committee meeting will be Tuesday, June the 17th at 3:30 across the hall. Also, on behalf of the court, I'd like to extend our deepest sympathy to the family of Bobby Williams. Bobby served this court for 13 years, District 3, and he was a teacher, a coach, and a funny guy. Anyone who knew Bobby was always up for a good story. There's actually a book that's written about Bobby. It's called Bobbyisms, and a gentleman down in Henderson, Kentucky wrote that because Bobby had some, if you knew Bobby, sometimes you have to have an interpreter to figure out what he was saying, but he was hilarious. Great guy, great servant to the community, and certainly going to be missed. Keep his family in your prayers, please. Also want to say please don't drink and drive, and don't text and drive.
All right, thank you. And just comment on that, I happened to be a graduate at West Hardin High School back when it was a high school, and Bobby Williams was there during that time. And I agree. I don't think I appreciated it as much as a teenager. I didn't understand about half of what he was saying, but other people were laughing, so I think he was fun. But I did enjoy him very much, and recently met him maybe just a few months ago. He was struggling health-wise, but still as witty as ever. So prayers to the family for sure. Thank you for bringing it. All right, moving on to Magistrate Pennington.
No comments, sir.
Magistrate Thompson.
No comments.
Magistrate Hicks.
Yeah, just a comment with Bobby Williams. He was my science teacher in high school. He was my baseball coach. He did a lot for the community. I went to grade school at Western. You know, we didn't have any recreation there, but he would come from West Hardin or White Mills, and he would pick us boys up, and he coached the baseball team or Western Elementary, because we didn't have anything else. But him and his brother Hezzy was my FFA teacher, and they both great guys, and we've lost both of them. It's going to be a gap there till somebody fills it.
All right, thank you. Magistrate Muse.
No comments, thank you, Judge.
Thanks. All right, just a couple of reminders. One thing I did want to mention, just a welcome, Stephanie Metcalf, that she's our new receptionist, administration, et cetera, many different things. So just want everybody to know that she's there, and we're very excited about her being here. This is her second kind of stint here in Hardin County government, and Lisa was too hard on her, and so oh no, I've started something. But anyway, just wanted to thank her for accepting the invitation of employment, and very excited about her being here. Our next fiscal court meeting is June 24th at 5:30 right here. And just a quick reminder that we do have a holiday, Juneteenth, June 19th, and, so the offices will be closed that day. All right, thanks everyone. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We got a second?
Second.
Second. Any objections? Meeting is adjourned.